am so excited to be recording this video. I have presented this at many different schools, one of my most requested topics to speak on. It is called What to Do When You Feel Stage Fright. Stage fright is something that everyone feels, and there are many different situations that you might feel it. You might feel it before a test, before a lesson. You may feel it before a game, before anything that you know you really want to do well at. And that is why we're talking about it today, because there's actually a way that you can use what you're feeling to your advantage. What you're feeling doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing, so let's jump in. Stage fright and what to do about it. That is our topic today. So when do you feel stage fright? Let's think about some situations. I mentioned before tests, before lessons, but sometimes we feel stage fright in moments when it really counts, like a performance or even a competition. So let's talk about some of the symptoms that you might feel. So there are two different aspects to feeling stage fright. There's the mental side, where you may feel anxiety, fear, different emotions, even happy, nervous, excited, worried. Then there's the side where you feel things physically. So this is within your body. You may feel sweaty, have faster breathing, butterflies, cold hands, and a faster heart rate. I've experienced all of these myself, and they're not particularly comfortable. Now the question is, are these feelings good or are they bad? Because it's uncomfortable, we often don't want to feel the nervousness, the maybe nausea, the cold hands, elevated heart rate, all of those symptoms. But the reality is, they're all good. And that's because you care about doing your best. If you felt 100% relaxed, like you were just sitting on a beach, lounging in the sun, it could mean that you didn't care. So if you're feeling this anxiety and the stress and excitement that comes with stage fright, it often means that you do care. And I know that every single one of my students that come to a lesson feeling a little nervous, they truly care about doing their best. And I can see that as a teacher. Now let's talk about the science of what is actually happening in your body. So what you are experiencing is called the hormone adrenaline. I'm sure you've heard of that word before. The symptoms are jitteriness, sweaty, nervous, tired, all those ones that we already talked about. What you need to do is decide that these feelings are not bad, but that they are giving you extra energy to perform at your best. It is your body that is preparing you for the challenge. Our thoughts are very powerful. We can control how our body responds by deciding what those feelings mean. When you feel an emotion, your interpretation of it is what matters. When you're feeling fear, for example, before a performance, you can interpret that as you want to do your best. If you feel jitteriness, you can interpret that as extra energy. So make the decision to see these things in the positive light so that you can use it to your advantage. Athletes do this all the time. They want to run faster, so they use that adrenaline in their race. They want to jump higher, so they use the adrenaline as well. As musicians, we can use it to our advantage as well. We can present our piece with more emotion. We can decide who we want to give this performance to and truly put in all the energy that is within us. Give our all. And there are two ways to prepare, because doing this mindset shift can sometimes take some time. So let's go over it. The first way that you can prepare is before the performance itself. So this involves your practice, doing a good job of practicing, but two ways that I like to kind of simulate the feeling that I will have is doing a mock performance. This can be something like when you go and perform for parents or family or friends or even just your dog. Any kind of performance where you feel that pressure to do well will give you that simulated environment. The second thing is to kind of mimic how you feel. So some of the symptoms of adrenaline are sweaty hands, elevated heart rate, faster breathing, that kind of thing. So what I tell a bunch of my students to do, the ones that especially struggle with nervousness, is to run up and down the stairs in their lesson, and then they come back and perform the piece for me. And what that actually does is gives them that same feeling of elevated heart rate, because in a lesson, the pressure is high, but it's not as high as in a performance, the pressure that you put on yourself. So both of those methods work really, really well. The second thing is to calm down right before the performance. And for this, I have 2 exercises. So the first one you'll see is called the peripheral vision exercise. So here are your steps. You can practice it anywhere, anytime, don't need any kind of equipment. So I will guide you through it right now. So step number 1, choose something to look at. If you're watching this video, then just look at the screen. And step number 2, you pick something either to your left or to your right. I'm doing this right now. I'm looking at this water bottle that I have next to me. So I'm looking at that. So what that actually does is it stimulates the part of your brain that calms you down. And another thing about that is if you're looking at something with your peripheral vision, it's kind of hard to focus on what you're nervous about, right? So that is the peripheral vision exercise. I often do that while I'm tuning my cello on stage. I pick maybe a chair on my left or a person sitting in the audience to look at with my peripheral vision, and then I look straight on to the back of the room. The second exercise you'll see is called square breathing. So this one is all about using your breath to slow down your heart rate, calm you down, help you focus. I call this centering. So how you do it is like this. I'll guide you through it. What's going to happen is you're going to breathe in, you're going to hold that breath, breathe out, and then hold again. So each of those will be done for 4 counts. So I'll count for you. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Now exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold that for 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 1 rotation. You can repeat this as many times as you like, but I normally try to do about 4. So it's like a cube of breathing. So that is all I have for you today. Those exercises and that kind of preparation will give you the confidence that you need to use that adrenaline to your advantage. Thank you so much for watching. Please put your biggest takeaway in the comments below. And to show your support, please like and subscribe to this channel. Remember to click on your performance anxiety checklist on the bottom to download that. And I hope that you have a wonderful, amazing rest of your day.